This space pod.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
All right. I always say that.
You do say
All right. Welcome to Space Pod, episode, I don't know, maybe 7. I feel like we're getting up there. We're almost at our 10th episode.
It's crazy.
Wow. I'm Angelica.
I'm Pseudo.
And no, you do. I was like going to introduce people already. Do your thing. I'm not going to interrupt you.
I mean, this time I had it written down. It's like really well thought out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do it.
it's like space pod.
I didn't even hear
It's like
it.
ASMR, like space pod. And we'll zoom in on my face. Space pod.
Into the mustache. All right, let's cut to the chase. Today we have our very good friends, now turned family, K.O.A. Welcome. Yo. How are you?
What's up, family?
What's up, G?
Welcome to the Space Pod.
Oh, you guys grab the mic. Oh, yeah.
So why don't you introduce yourselves, just briefly give our audience a little summary for now to begin of who you guys are and what K.O.A. is.
I want to hear what you say. This is usually the part where I just like nod my head and I'm like, yeah, dude, that's I feel like on the most basic level, K.O.A. is just brothers, and the story is how we came together. So basically, it's a lot of push and pull. It's a lot of he does a lot of what I don't. So that's how we work really well together. Yeah, a lot of contrast. That's what we try to really dive in on. And this song, to be honest, I didn't think I would ever make a fucking song like this because I'm usually more hip hop. And yeah, it's been a really cool experience for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think I killed it.
I think
Let me say your names too. People know who is
Jagger
K.O.A.
Spacey.
my name's Austin. Yeah, we're brothers. That's just about it.
I love it. All right. Well, we can dive a little bit deeper even. Why don't we go in and just kind of like give a brief of the background? Because I know you guys both came from different places, like in the industry, and like just a brief, like kind of like where you guys both came from and what brought you together.
Yeah, well, we started together.
Yeah.
But I came out here about 7 years ago to dance and did that professionally. And I was on the road and around all these talented musicians. And music has been this thing for me that's like kind of been there. Like when I was growing up, I got really into like DJing. One of my teachers was like a DJ, and he would scratch and stuff, and I'd go to his house and learn. I ended up having like this little mixing little thing that I would play with all the time. We had guitars at one point. It was always this thing that was like trying to tap on my door, and I was just like, I don't know, I was just like, yeah, it was cool, you know? But when I was on the road, I remember one of the guys invited me to go over to like play with music or something. He got this like beat pad, it's called Machine, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come over and play music, you know? And I like played with it 5 minutes. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to Guitar Center.
I need one of those.
Yeah. And I mean, it was a bug for me that just kind of took over. And then I kind of got off tour and felt a little like didn't know what was next for me, and I just kept making music, and I didn't know why. I kind of was like, I was not good. I was kind of trash and was just trying shit, but like super just hype about it, you know, and I just kept doing it, and then that's kind of when we clashed and found each other. So maybe you tell how you found your way.
Alright, so originally I was a hooper, played basketball. That was literally gonna be my whole entire life. I had a D3 scholarship. It's like the lowest level of college, but it was basketball. And I had a scholarship to go play in Chicago, and at the time, he was filming like video. I think it was like Team Beach, and he was on tour. And he was just like loving his life. I was like, dude, I want that. You know, it's like I've always hooped, so I thought like that was like my journey. You know, and I just came to a point where it's like, dude, I really don't love this anymore. So I literally just thought of like the craziest shit I could ever do. I was like, I want to do music. And I literally remember being at the studio and like turning down this dude's offer on the phone. Like, I don't want to play basketball anymore. The dude was hot. Dude, he was so pissed. And yeah, to be honest, if I didn't have a mom or parents that supported me, I definitely wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Because she's like, what the hell, you want to do music? What do you mean? You never touched it. You know, I'd always used to just like, biggest Eminem fan, I'd always just rap Eminem songs in the mirror in the bathroom. Like, that's all I did. I never like tried to write my own shit, you know? So that's kind of how I got into music. I did it for a few years. I ended up getting picked up out here by Timberland. Was doing that for a little bit, but I would be performing on stage and I'd get depressed. I had no one to celebrate with. It was all by myself. It was dope, but it was all by myself. And then me and him just kind of, I feel like it was always kind of like in the air.
Yeah.
I feel like he did dance, so he was around music, and I was doing music, and I always felt like he would just say some shit that's like, yo, like maybe we should like kind of do this together, you know? So we've made like 2 songs before anything serious happened.
Just having fun.
Just like fucking around and just having fun. And then our cousin, he got us into this room, and we just ended up like.
No, you gotta tell that story because that was all accidental too.
Yeah.
Because like I had.
Here, you take it.
At the time.
There's so much shit, dude.
That's what it is. That's what we want to hear. Like that's the meat of like K.O.A.
Yeah.
At the time, Jagger, I remember like I would be home on tour for breaks and stuff, and I'd be dropping off in like Hollywood to these studios and stuff. Yeah. We have writing sessions with like these crazy producers and stuff, and I always remember feeling like stoked for him, but a little like, this is weird. Yeah. It was just weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I was just hungry. The way I learned how to produce and stuff after I got on the road is I just used to watch my friend Graham, and would go to his house and just watch him. As a dancer, I learned by watching, you know, like I'm a sponge. I don't need you to explain it to me. I can probably figure out how you're doing it, you know? And I would just go to his house for hours and just watch him and not really say anything, sometimes would. But we had a cousin who was kind of in the industry, and I was like, do you know anyone? I'll be a coffee guy. I'll freaking, you know, I'll do anything. I'll sweep the floors. I just want to be in the environment, because like, that's how I believe you really learn, is just jump in the ocean. Don't try to figure out how you can swim, just go. And
send that shit.
So he had set up a meeting with me to go down to the studio in Santa Monica, and we all had a family dinner or something, and he was like, Jagger should.
I was supposed to go back to Arizona.
Yeah.
I wasn't even supposed to stay.
Yeah, and he was like, Jagger should go, and I was like, yeah. You know, I didn't really. We were kind of doing our own thing, you know. I was dabbling with stuff where he was like doing full on EPs and being in studios with crazy producers and stuff. So when he said that, I was like, yeah. And we end up going and having these meetings with these people, and just like, we didn't talk about anything like beforehand. We were like, I don't know what we're about to get into, but like, let's go. Yeah. And in the meeting, we kind of just like started telling them we wanted to do music together, and it was a little of like,
off the cuff.
Like, we were both like, I feel like there was a time where I was explaining something and Jar was just like,
We've totally been there. We know exactly. You just they start and you're like, yes, just keep going.
This man was intimidating. I was like, shit, man. And I was just saying to him, like, yeah, I'm down. And then we got out of the room, like, let's go. I was hyped as hell.
And they gave us like, they're like, all right, make 3 songs and let's see how you do. And we were like, okay. And we made 3 songs, and we played one, and he didn't say shit. We played another, and he was like, okay. And then we played the third, and he was like, this is insane. I was like, I almost threw you out for that first one. That shit sucked. And we were like, oh, okay.
Bro, we're playing him this song, this dude's silent, just like, he's got like shades on the hoodie, he's just like, I'm sweating, dude. I'm like, dude, he hates us.
Like 1 dB, and you're just like, of course.
Oh my god, you'd never play it loud. Piss me off.
But, and then it kind of just started. I mean, we didn't know K.O.A, the whole concept of K.O.A kind of developed as time went, you know. We had the idea of just going as Spacey for the long time, so we didn't really think about it. We were just like hype on making tunes together.
Yeah.
as we like were there. I mean, we were in the back of the studio and working on USB mics, and you know, we were just stoked to be there though, that we were allowed to use their space and just create, you know, and try. And I mean, we made probably hundreds of songs during that period. We'd go down every day and just work
Like
from
2 years.
2 to 10, you know, and
That's
just
crazy.
try things.
Even in like the back studio, because like there was A, B, and C, and was there D? What were the side rooms called? Those are just some writing rooms. But we were like in the back one that like wasn't even really a studio. We just pull up our laptop and work in that.
Yeah,
Because it was always open.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys both, obviously coming from totally different worlds,
Yeah.
and then also both of you didn't like decide to do music until pretty late,
Yeah.
but it was always there, like you
Yeah.
said, like a love for music, whether it be through dance or just through listening and stuff. So what would you say like early on musically was like holding you, like was inspiring you? Like you said like Eminem, like what are some other like?
We were, I mean, going back to Contrast, he would only listen to Eminem, like only
I
strictly.
don't think you understand. It was literally only
And it would
him.
piss me off because I'm like, yo, you should listen to these other things, you know. I was like obsessed with music, and you know, I love. If anything for dance, the thing that I felt like I loved about it is I got to dig with music. My ears, I always loved finding the things that the artists would put in the back and figure out how they would move together, and I wanted to hit that part of the song, and that was like my obsession with it. I remember like digging for music back then, looking for electronic music and like, you know, just all the weird stuff. I wanted the weird stuff, and there was nothing like that at the time. But the famous memory I have of music was, I remember we were at Target and we had some gift cards, and my mom was like, we should get you a CD player. And I was like, okay, cool, you know? And I legit don't forget this moment. I remember putting on the headphones and playing an Everclear song and just going, I was stunned. I was like, it's all around me. Like that, my whole world just opened, you know? And my dad had a CD collection, and I would just rifle through all of them, from Pink Floyd to Snoop Dogg to Rob Zombie to Green Day to Beastie Boys. You know, it was all, he had a very
Smash.
yeah.
But see, that's how I got into Eminem, because it was like, it was like the only CD that he's like, all these you can listen to, but this one you can't listen to.
Makes sense.
And bro, how he found out had me weak. He used to off-road all the time, so like we'd always be in the back of his Jeep listening to music. And I had my CD player and I was vibing. And he turns around and he's like, yo, Jagger, what do you got in your CD? I'm like, oh no. I don't know if I lied to him. I probably did though, but I didn't say shit. And then he opened the CD player and it was the Encore album. And I was like, fuck, he's gonna take my CD, bro. He's like, dude, I was so pissed.
So that's a good, like.
It's just because he said I couldn't listen to it. I was a little kid. I just
Or-
wanted to. I was like, who's this?
Oh yeah.
Why can't I listen to all these and not this one?
Yeah, 100%. I grew up in like a very Christian missionary like family at
Yeah.
the time. My dad was in a rock band, like growing up touring and stuff, but very much there's this thing of like secular music, and it was
Yeah.
like non-Christian music. And there's a lot of great, like amazing Christian bands that still to this day are some of my biggest influences, like Under Oath and Normal Gene and all these bands. But then obviously the ones that like really pulled to you were those like darker like stuff you couldn't listen to.
Especially back in the time when
Yeah.
like Eminem was just about to like pop off, like early 2000s. Like,
So would you say Encore, because another question we have is, if you're on a desert island and you can only listen to one album forever, what is that album? I feel like we should answer this too.
Yeah.
It's hard because like I used to.
am I alone on this album? On this island?
Does that change it?
You could bring one person.
So you,
Boss is coming. Alright.
That's hard because I feel like for me, I was super like punk rock. I listened to Green Day, Simple Plan, Blink, all that growing up. I was very like that. Even Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then dance kind of just opened the door for me to then listening to Apparat, to Bon Iver, to anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
For real.
Yeah.
I remember people coming in and I would make CDs, and my CDs were just like, would catch people like, what is this? And then it would be Eminem, and then Bon Iver, and then it would be, you know, something different. And so music's, I have too much that I like to put one, but it's
You
tough.
would make your own CD.
Yeah. Right. Honestly though, if I have to be real, like, it's probably not my favorite music, but it has the most like
Memories.
effect on me. And that Everclear album, I mean, there's one song that honestly speaks to K.O.A. Wonderful. It's about these, you know, parents divorced, and that was something that was really tough for me growing up, and Jagger as well. But that, I mean, if there's like a soundtrack of my life or something, like I could put that song every time. You're gonna see me on the floor crying. Like it just brings me back.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's a song on there that my mom would always play AM radio. We would just have like dance parties in her apartment.
We used to like line up with the pots and shit.
Yeah.
Like pop to the house. Raging. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
What about you guys?
Yeah, what's your show? Wait, I wonder if I can probably can't.
Well, I feel like I'm similar. I like so many different genres, and it's hard for me to like listen to a whole album and be like, I love this. But I feel like Post Malone's.
Oh yeah,
I
you
can
just said that.
Because his Stony album, like
Yeah.
I can
That's-
literally
like,
every
that's
single
just
song
vibes.
on it is like can just listen to. So right now,
See, you got my mind spinning now. 'Cause I'm thinking of Kendrick's album.
Yeah. Oh, and
I'm
Kendrick.
thinking that. I'm thinking of Bon Iver's album
Yeah.
too. Like,
But yours
honestly.
is like from the get go.
But think about For Eternity.
Yeah,
So-
that's
But there's
what-
also a situation where you only need one person at this island, so you're gonna miss your family. You know, so
Maybe
it's
this
like
isn't a good option.
I would pick Encore because Mockingbird, which is like my
Oh,
favorite song
right,
of
I
all
remember
time.
that too.
Bro, it only has one cuss word in it, and it's at the end. So we'd be vibing the whole song, and at the end we would all say, "I will break his fucking neck." So that was like, we used to do that all the time. Like we listen to that going to church, eating those little original candies, dude. That was like the vibe. Pop the original, play Mockingbird.
So have you guys like as brothers? I
Oh,
just
you
did.
know,
what about
You
you?
never
You
did. You bitch.
I'm the one who didn't say it. But you were segueing so well, and I just derailed it completely.
I'll
But,
remember it.
I mean, I feel like you know mine. I mean, you know my artist, but Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon too, for
Yeah.
sure.
I feel you.
It's
I
always
listen a
hard
lot.
between the first two Man on the Moons, but the second one definitely just has a lot more of his experimentation and stuff in it. So
Hell yeah.
that would be it. Yeah.
I listen to that album a lot
Yeah.
too.
My segue.
Second
So as growing up as family, brothers, it sounds like family was like a huge part of your life. Like, have you guys just always clicked, or has there been moments where you guys like weren't about each other as brothers? You know, like was there a lot of feuds, or has it always been healthy brotherly
Oh, this is this
relationship?
one.
Alright.
So yeah, we definitely don't get along at points. But our fights are like, they last half a second. Like we will rage at each other and then be like, fuck, sorry dog.
Like you.
Let's play video games. Like, and then it's fine. But like, of course, like we spend so much time together. But it's like, I feel like he's like the only human that I can like do that with. Cause I like sick people, you know? Like
Yeah.
it just happens and it's like, there's too, like we're just too there all the time. But it's like, I don't know, it's dope with him because we just like, we're always there. You know,
That's
it's like we
amazing.
fight, but it's like, we resolve it so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like growing up though, like we had parents that were divorced, but they were very like they made it work. You know, it wasn't like this awful thing other than just being apart. But I-
Sorry, I live in the 2008.
Sorry, my robot told me that my record player just disconnected.
I feel like because of that, we had nothing but to be close. You know, I mean, it was just always him and I. Like, that was the constant. You know, usually you have a room or your mom and dad or dinner. We didn't really have those things. We had us, you know, we got to experience everything together.
Yeah.
And we definitely like had moments where we grew apart at times. When I was like when I saw the door open to going out to LA and doing my thing, I kind of just dropped everything and ran because I was just like, I see this opportunity, I'm going, you know?
were like 17, right?
Yes.
So fast.
I was in chemistry class and I get a call from our cousin saying, come out to LA and meet with a dance agency, and the next day I'm out in LA. And then I just started working pretty fast, and then I'm like, I guess I gotta move out. And all this stuff, you know, was couch surfing for so long, and then it's like, gotta get my own place, and then I'm in my own place, and I'm like, what did I just do? You know, like,
Like,
And
where
when
the
did
hell
you
is my
leave?
brother at?
Yeah.
well then, I mean, it even goes farther to me being on tour and then being like in these cities by myself. Of course I have my tour brothers, but I felt a little like, I feel like something's missing, you know? I'd always think of him, my mom, my dad, you know, finding this place and be like, oh my God, they love this, you know? But he moved out after that meeting we had, and we just started hitting it, you know? But
Sleeping in his closet for like the first like.
this closet,
Crazy.
this
Yeah.
apartment that we had a ridiculous size closet.
Yeah, it was kind of. I mean, my
nuts.
feet still kind of like hung out, but you know, it worked.
That's the best story though. So with like creating songs and staying inspired, is there certain things like, do you guys work on the same time schedule, or you know, is it like wake the fuck up, like let's make music?
That's great.
But my schedule.
I know
is
we have. I feel like we're similar. Like we have similar schedule, but yeah, let's hear yours.
Well, inspiration wise, I feel like it's endless because we kind of have each other to pull from. You know, we were talking about this the other day about how like we probably never make like a concept album or something that like is so like, I don't know, like Damn or even some of Eminem's albums, you know, where it's like this
Astro.
Continuous story.
yeah, because we're just two people, you know, like I'm going through this, Jagger's going through this, like where that is our benefit when it comes to inspiration. When I'm feeling juiced, I'm like, yo, bro, you got anything? He's like, yes, you know.
Let's go.
But
Yeah.
I'll let you speak on the work ethic.
Bro. It's just different, man. He doesn't go out and like connect with people. I do that, like party wise and like all that shit. I feel like I do that, so our time frames are different. I'm out late. He's really not. I wake up late. This man's up at the crack of dawn.
We're usually texting in the morning.
My ass
and
wake-
we're like, we'll
My ass
let you
wakes
know.
up and he's like, "Yo, good to see you, fam. I've already done all this shit." I'm like,
Yeah.
That's the same.
I'm like, yo, I did this email, I did this, I got this. And he's like, sick. I'm gonna go get coffee. God damn.
Exactly.
I'm looking in the mirror.
Y'all haters.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it
I mean,
definitely-
I still get my hours in.
Oh yeah.
You know, I still.
You like to stay up later.
Yeah.
we definitely like when I'm working, or we have like a middle in the day where we'll find each other, and then he'll like continue into the night, or you know, vice versa. But it kind of works because we're just open 24 hours a day. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Similar. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. So we're gonna do a little cut break real quick, and maybe see some footage you guys in the studio or do
Alright.
your thing, and then
We'll be right back.
Sheesh, welcome to the spot. Basically, I was on the phone with one of my friends who was visiting here, and it was like 4 a.m. in the morning. And he called me, and he was talking to my old friend, and I figured out that my friend still hates me, and that shit like hurt me a lot. And he's like, "I need you to go downstairs and make a song right now." I was like, "Dude, I don't want to do this right now. It's 4 in the morning. Like, I'm tired." I freaking come down and I wrote it like so fast, and I was like so stoked he told me to go and do that, because we probably wouldn't have this song. And then Austin added the hook, and it was just GG. Happened like pretty fast.
It's definitely
An organic song.
different for
Right?
us.
Like, crazy.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Off some beat too, I was like, really? That one?
Dude, this beat's fire. What are you talking about?
I don't know, I feel like you say that about a lot. I just don't really believe you, but I do, I guess. Okay.
Time and time again I wait for it. Wildin' out, I can't pray for it. Tried and tried, but you want it looking through your eyes. I don't even feel alive. I don't even look inside anymore. My dark side lullabies that I sing is blood on the floor. Swear to God I'll die trying, but I'm sci-fine, cause this wasn't realistic. I thought we fixed it. Really had to be a bitch that got it twisted. Really had to be a bitch that got us distant. Classic Hollywood cliche. Tarantino bad cliches. I got nothing left for you. My house was so leaking. I don't know why I'm freaking. Everybody's got me
What the fuck? That is insane.
If you were a cartoon character that's already out there and they created, what would it be? Like,
The Infant.
That's it.
Nice.
That's the fastest answer we got.
Yeah, you didn't even finish it.
No way this man just said Danny Phantom. Like, what? I'm over here, like, thinking of him.
Bro, it's so funny to see on Twitter all the time, like, girls tweeting, like, yo, Danny Phantom, can you get it?
I didn't know you were so passionate about Danny Phantom. I'm over here learning shit about my brother.
Remember watching that as a kid and being like, damn, I wish I was man.
Dude, I don't know what I want to be. What?
What do you think, Jack? What do you think? Patrick Star.
Fuck you. I don't know, man. Cartoon character?
What did you watch growing up?
I want to be
That's
freaking
always.
Say cheeks.
Charizard.
There you go. Alright, sorry.
I wasn't thinking that. It's kind of an anime, but I'm like,
Nah, Dragonite. That's my vibe. Dragonite's the goat.
Okay. Do you remember your question?
Yes.
wait, I want to know your guys'.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
never
go for
know.
it.
No, I don't know. Tell me.
You sound like
Tell
a
me.
remember.
I'm the opposite of her. I swear I'm nice.
Cat dog.
I always say Jake from Adventure Time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you always say that.
He's always got the like quick wit, like he says the dumbest shit, and you know he when he's there saves the day, but sometimes he's a little late to save the day. So,
It's okay.
yeah.
He's
True.
trying. He's trying. He's trying.
Facts.
Yeah, we love that for him.
Pay forever. So when it comes to creating a song, can you guys just like walk us through a bit of the process? Like you do most of the production, like just the whole process. Not the whole
Yeah.
process, you know.
Well, yeah, I produce it. He's a big. I mean, we both write, but he definitely comes through on a lot of the stuff. We don't have like one process. You know, we've kind of tried everything. We've had times where he has a concept beforehand, times where he just comes up with something on the mic. Same with me. You know, we just try to get the best song we can. You know, and we like trying different processes too.
That's the best.
Recently, we went through a long time where I would just bring him, I have this hook idea, and then he'll write verses, you know, and maybe a bridge or something like that. But recently, we've been definitely collabing together more, because I do feel like it's important for him to be by himself and feel like he can be vulnerable and go through some things that maybe I would be like, no, I don't think that's a good idea, and vice versa.
But it was like that for production wise too, because at first I wanted to kind of be like involved, but I realized once I let him like just fly with that shit, it was the best. It was like, dude, I just need to shut up. Like, let him create.
Yeah, get in
you
his
know,
flow.
get in
Yeah.
his thing without too many like, oh, maybe the snare's like that way, and maybe there's hats over there. It's like, nah, dude, just leave for like a couple hours and like come back. It's usually fire. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
definitely like a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, we definitely don't like. We always say like challenge everything. You know, like if we're not feeling the thing and we think something's just cool, we try to challenge it. You know, it's like, is this the best it can be? Like even things that we are passionate about. You know, try to let all that out the door, because sometimes you just get lost in your sauce and you think everything's dope, and really it's not really true all the time.
Yeah,
you know, because you're so in it. You know, you're like, this is the best thing I've made, but then 2 days go and you're like,
This shit sucks.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
What
But
happened, you know?
We're always trying to be real with each other, you know, and there's no like tiptoeing, and I'd be like, I think this verse could be better, bro, and he's like, you right, you know, or whatever it is, you know.
This verse is crazy. Damn it.
Yeah, it's always interesting, especially when you're diving into like new genres and you're trying to be like challenge yourself to kind of step out the box. It's like always the hardest, and then the first couple of times you do that new thing or you take a different turn, you're like, no, like this is fucking
That was
trash.
that spin, bro.
And then, and then you find it and you're like, why did I take so long to try this? Like, why have I been so stuck?
Well, we were lucky because we had, when we were working in that studio, we had a man challenging us all the time, you know,
Heavy.
and we would be reluctant or, you know, be like, he's wrong, he's this, and then, like, I remember he was like, you guys need to, like, try the screamo rap thing, you need to go in, we're like, no, you know, and then we're like, alright, let's try it, and we just full sent it, and it's like, we were like, no, but you know what, there's something kind of cool about this little thing, what if we take this and do this, and that just unlocked something for us of just being like, yo, just throw paint and see what sticks, and you know, try to get weird sometimes, you know. I don't really like, I don't know, I get conversations with other producers where they're like, how do you like find your thing in the genre? And I'm like, I just don't think about it like that. I just do what I think sounds good. And sometimes I try to go outside the box as weird as I can. And then it's like, oh, that's kind of sick actually. Let's use that bit of it, you know. So we're always trying to like, you know, I remember we've done just about everything on the mic, from whispering to screaming to, you know, whatever. Like we're always trying. We don't feel like, oh, I'm only in this range or I'm only this. Like I'm always trying to screw up my vocal and try to do something different with it, you know.
It's amazing that you guys do everything yourself. Like I remember when you guys first told me that, I'm like, that's insane that you guys can just do it in your basement and, you know, get everything done. So
I kind of feel like that happened like inevitably.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how me and Austin had to be close. We just were sick of waiting for people. We're like, dude, we can do this, because everything, once we learn it, we have it. He's like, he said, he's a sponge. This dude will watch you do it, and he's like, all right, now I have all your talents.
And then there's no barriers. Like getting into the studio with somebody else, you guys can just
Well,
put
it's
that
just not sustainable, and that was something for me where I was like, I don't want to feel like someone else has my music. Maybe it's not the best quality right now. Maybe I'm not as experienced right now, but like I'm just gonna full send it, and I guarantee you I'm gonna learn more than just waiting for you to give me my song, you know. And that's something we definitely struggled with, because like we were working in fat studios. A lot of things happened through us where we've had the perfect master, perfect thing done, and that's great, but we had to go through so much of someone telling us what to do, or they think this and they think that, and we're just like, I'd rather be a little rough, not have the best master or the best mix, but I get to say I did it, I get to say I put it out, and I get to learn. Because like that was something with releasing, you know, we went through 4 years of not releasing music, and it felt like this thing, you know, it was like a block. There's pressure, it's got to be this crazy thing. And as soon as we like knocked that door down, it was like, why haven't we been releasing? We're still in, as far as I'm concerned, we're still in blueprint mode, you know, we're still trying to figure it out. We're trying to still feel or see what sticks. We're not like totally tied to like, this is the thing.
Yeah.
The only thing we're tied to is doing it together, but even that we've been like, I'm like, yo, Jagger just wrote this whole song. Why can't we release that? Why do I have to be, you know, it's like we're trying even that kind of stuff because it's just like, just see what sticks and not be in our heads of what we think is right because every time we just try different things or maybe listen to that person and, you know, get out of our ego, we come out on the other end being like, oh, sick, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I think we can wrap it up with a few more questions. Can you guys tell us a little bit about the music video? By this time it will be out because it's out very soon.
Go director.
Oh. I mean, we're stoked about it. That's something we've been talking about for years as well. And kind of, again, not knowing if this is the perfect song or the perfect moment. We're just like, we want to do this. We want to cross this road. And we have this idea we came up with that kind of felt like a great encompassing of like who we are, some of our past, some of our futures, some of our inspiration. You know, it's a lot of, it kind of feels like a nice like bow of K.O.A, you know?
Introduction.
Yeah. We have a lot of ambitious ideas with, you know, moving forward, and doing this video with you guys was like just so eye-opening and so
dream.
It
doesn't feel like ours. Like I watch that shit, I'm like, dude, no way that's mine. That's funny.
I told you guys, it felt like the day it ended, I felt like I was a little kid and everyone took my toys away, and I was like, what do I do now? You know? How do I do this again?
It's definitely a big, like, I just love seeing when people take that step, because again, you know, it's not easy. You're independent artists and you're doing everything on your own, like, but to take a step and like take yourself seriously and be like, all right, if I'm really doing this, then like I need to, you know, show people that I'm really doing this, because you meet plenty of artists who even are farther down the line than you guys, and they do have some funding and they do have this and that, and they're just so reluctant. They're like, oh no, we'll just keep doing our thing, and one's gonna pop, and it's like, you gotta give people something that they want to see. Like, you know, people see your talent every day, but then they would like to see it, and like to see what's in your head on a screen. I feel like is the most valuable thing you can give to a fan or your audience. And so I when you guys came with the concept, of course, I was like, alright, there's a lot going on. Alright, guys, I might have to pull back a little bit, but we just let it happen, and what came out was fucking beautiful. So, you guys, it was really amazing working.
Thanks for holding on.
Oh, yeah, of course. I know.
Even on the edit side, like, shit, bro. That's a lot.
I'm used to it.
And lastly, what can we expect coming next for K.O.A? And then also, where can everybody in the audience find you guys?
Next, and we got a couple of songs we just finished, and you know, we want to keep furthering the video stuff for sure. I feel like it's opened this K.O.A universe.
We don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go and shoot a video that's like way less than this and put that out. I want to keep
keep making movies. We got some things, and I mean, you can find us wherever you listen to music, wherever you watch stuff.
Kids on Adderall for Instagram.
Kids on Adderall, no E in Adderall. You can find it on our personals too. So.
And then Spotify and Apple Music, is that K.O.A?
Yeah, K.O.A with like an acronym.
Cool.
Perfect. Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much.
No, thanks for having us. We're stoked.
Hell yeah. And any last things, Pseudo?
Yeah, just make sure you guys go check out the music video. There's a lot of heart and work put in, especially by these guys. So go watch that. I've been here before, K.O.A. Super good having you guys. We love you. It's going to be a big year.
Big year.
Yeah. All right. Signing off. Space Pod.
Peace.
All filled up at the time. We are on the automatic sequence. 5, 4, 3, 1.
I'm Angelica.
And this is Space Pod.
Running.